Hello, welcome to Pre-Cal Lecture 2.1a, Intro to Solving Equations. So you'll be taking notes on your own paper today, although we will be moving to pre-printed notes pretty soon. This is really, we're in the review section of Pre-Cal. Everything in the first quarter is pretty much a review of topics that you covered in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. This is really going back all the way to Algebra 1. So let's say we have this equation, 4x minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 5. And we want to solve for x. Okay, x, the term we use for x is, we call it a variable. So meaning it can be different answers depending on the equation. So possibly the way that you were taught to do this is I would want to get all the x values on one side. Okay, so we want to eliminate the x values on the right side and get them all over to the left side. So if we subtract 2x, and we have to do it from both sides. So you can do the same operation to both sides and it's still an equivalency. Okay, both sides are still equal. So that would be 2x minus 3 is equal to, and then the x's are eliminated here. That's just 0, so equal to 5. And then we would add 3 to both sides in order to eliminate the constant term on the left. So we would have 2x is equal to 8, and then we would divide both sides by 2, and that would give us, when we do that, x on the left is equal to 4. Okay, so how do we test this? All right, what if we made a mistake? What if we did something wrong? Well, what you're going to do in order to test this is to plug 4 back in to the original equation. Okay, and if you get a true statement, then you did the problem correctly. So let's bring that back down here, and we would have 4, and then we're going to plug 4 in. 4 times 4, x is 4, minus 3 is equal to 2 times 4 plus 5. We're just plugging 4. We got the answer of 4 back into the x in the original equation. So that'd be 16 minus 3. Is that equal to 8 plus 5? So that would be 13 is equal to 13. That's a true statement, so it checks. So, you know, maybe that's the way you were taught to do it back in Algebra 1 or even earlier. But that's really takes a long time. You know, you can absolutely do it that way. But I would really rather you to be able to do it a bit faster than that, showing a bit less work. Okay, so it's really more about visualizing, I think, and trying to really multitask. So let's write that equation down again. And we have 4x minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 5. So instead of going through all those steps, let's just try to visualize if you move 2x on the right side to the left side, you just have to make it negative. If you move it across the equal sign, you have to change the sign. And if we move a negative 3 from the left to the right, we just have to change the sign. We add 3. And then what you have, 4x minus 2x would be 2x is, sorry, that x is a little messy there. So 2x is equal to plus 3 plus 5, 2x is equal to 8, so x is equal to 4. All right, so that's kind of the way I do it. I kind of do it with my eyeballs if the equation is small enough, and just move things from one side of the equal sign to the other, and then just change the sign and try to try to multitask there. So it's best to be able to visualize this process to save time. So when I say visualize, I just mean moving things from the right side of the equal sign to the left side, or from the left side to the right side. All right. So let's get a new marker here. So now we're going to move on to 2.1.2. And we'll call this solving a linear equation. So a linear equation, and when you think of the word linear, the first 4 letters of that word is a line. If you graph a linear equation, it will give you a line. So that's just an equation without exponents. All right, so it's to the first power. All right, so there's no x squared, x cubed, the square root of x, and it's just the x is to the first power, y is to the first power. All right, so let's do an example here. Let's say we have 2x minus 5 is equal to x plus 7. Now what I want you to do before I do the solution here is, can you do this just in your head? All right. So just take a second, pause the video, and do this in your head, and see if you can, see how that works out for you. Okay. So what I would do, and I would do this in my head because this is a pretty easy one, I would move the x on the right to the left and change the signs to subtract it, and that negative 5 on the left I would move to the right. Add 5. 2x minus x is just x. And then 7 plus 5 would be 12. And then you can plug the 12 back in. And I'm not going to do that, but I can tell you that works. All right, let's add a little complexity here. So let's say we have 5 times y plus 3 plus 4y minus 5 is equal to negative, and then we have 2y minus 4. Now we've already been doing this kind of stuff. What you want to do is distribute we might not have been solving for x or y, but we've been distributing and combining like terms already. So if we distribute the 5 across here, we would have 5y plus 15 plus 4y minus 5 is equal to negative 2y, and then negative would be positive 4. All right, let's combine all the y's to the left. You could combine them all on the right. I don't really care either way, but I would have 5y plus 4y is 9y, and then I'm going to add 2y to both sides, so that's going to be 11y on the left, and then I've got a 15 minus 5, so plus 10. All right, I've already gotten rid of that by adding it to the left, and then I would have a 4 on the right, and then I'm going to subtract 10. So to have 11y is equal to negative 6. So if I divide both sides by 11, y is equal to negative 6 over 11. Now you can totally check that. I'm not going to. It would be a little bit messy to put a negative 6 over 11 in each one, but on a test, if you have time, you absolutely should. All right. So let's, we're still in 2.1.2. Let's get a little fancier. All right, and use some techniques that maybe you didn't use these techniques until you got into Algebra 2. But we're going to clear fractions here. So let's say we have 2t plus 5 over 5 is equal to t plus 2 over 3. Now, I'm going to do it the long way first, and then I'm going to show you a shortcut. So we can multiply both sides by the least common, it actually doesn't have to be least, just a common multiple, but you want to do it by the least so that there's less simplification to clear the fraction. So that multiple of the denominator, let me add that in. Because we want to clear the fraction because the fraction's a pain. Okay, so between 5 and 3, what's the least common multiple of those two? Well, that would be 15. Okay, 5 will go into 15 evenly, 3 will go into 15 evenly. So let's multiply both sides of the equation by 15. So we'd have 2t plus 5 over 5. And I'm going to separate the equations, but eventually I won't put this, I'll just do one big bracket. And then on the right side, we would have t plus 2 over 3. So what happens here is we've got this denominator. We could make that a 1 and make this a 3. And we can make this a 1 and this a 5 because 15 over 3 is 5. So we can rewrite this as 3 times 2t plus 5 is equal to 5 times t plus 2. So that's going to be, distribute the 3, 6t plus 15 is equal to 5t plus 10. Don't forget to distribute across both. All right, and then I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So let's move that over. So minus 5t. I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. So minus 15. Right, and I'm going to just have t is equal to negative 5. All right, so you could plug that in and check that. But there's a kind of a quicker way to do this. It especially works with a situation here where you have a singular fraction on the left and a singular fraction on the right. This is the same as cross multiplying. So I just showed you the long way to cross multiply to clear the fraction. So let's see if I can do that up here. Let's say we have, I'll rewrite it again, same one, 2t plus 5 over 5 is equal to t plus 2 over 3. Cross multiplying, I'm going to bring that 5 up here. So we've already kind of done that, and bring the 3 up here. And so I'd have 3 times 2t plus 5 is equal to 5 times t plus 2. So I skipped this whole step just by cross multiplying. I get the exact same thing. So you would have, again, 6t plus 15 is equal to 5t plus 10. So t is equal to negative 5. All right, so cross multiplying, it works best when you have a singular fraction on each side. All right, let's do another example that adds a little bit of a complicating factor to this, but this example will help you with your homework because we've got some on the homework like this. So I'm going to use these same fractions, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 2, just a 2 by itself on the left side. So equal to t plus 2 over 3. So this time we've added that 2. For the denominator, our least common multiple is still 15. So to clear these fractions, we still want to clear the fractions. Let's multiply everything. And I'm not going to do the left and right side separately this time. We're just going to do the 15 around the whole bracket here because this is the easiest way to show it. And plus 2 is equal to t plus 2 over 3. That 15 is multiplied by the entire equation. That's legal to do as long as you do the same thing to both sides. So now the 15 over 5 makes a 3. So 3 times 2t plus 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. But you have to multiply the 15 times that 2 there. All right, plus, I'm going to show it, but you could have done that in your head. 15 times 2 is equal to 15 over 3 on the right side is 5 times t plus 2. So we cleared the whole fraction. Now it's just no fraction there. 15 divided by 3 is 5. What students will do on this is they will forget to multiply the 15 times the 2. So we've got 6t plus 15 plus 30 is equal to 5t plus 10. Students often forget to distribute across both terms as well. So just be careful. We're going to move that 5t over here, so minus 5t. And then I'm going to take the 15 and the 30, right? So that's 45, and move it over here to the right. So we're going to minus 45 that. Okay, so we'll have t, because 6t minus 5t is just t. And then 10 minus 45 is negative 35. All right, so you could plug that in. So again, we've got 15 plus 30, that's 45. We need to move it over to the right side, so we subtract 45, and 10 minus 45 is negative 35. All right, we could check that, put a negative 35 in up here. That's going to be, let's see if I can check this in my head. So that would be negative 70 plus 5, that's negative 65 over 5, that's going to be negative 13, plus 2 is negative 11. And then we would have negative 35 plus 2 would be negative 33 over 3 is negative 11. So I just kind of checked it in my head. You don't have to use your head. You can use your calculator. You can write it out however you want to do it, but it does check out. Okay, last example before the homework. So we want to solve for A. And this is just a lot of distribution here. You've just got to be careful as you distribute. So minus 3A plus 8 is equal to 9 plus 6 times 2A minus 3. So what you want to do is work inside out. Okay, so we just want to distribute inside the bracket first. So I've got 8A and then minus 3A minus 8 is equal to 9 plus 6 times 2 would be 12A. And then 6 times negative 3 would be minus 18. Let's combine like terms here. Got negative 8A plus 3A. Negative negative makes a positive 8. So I have students all the time, they get in a hurry and the negative signs just kill them. But negative 8A, negative negative positive 3, negative negative positive 8. 9 minus 18, so this is going to be 12A minus 9 on the right. So let's gather all of our A's on the left. You can do it on the right if you want. So that's minus 12A. And then we're going to move this constant over here. So minus 8. So I've got negative 8. That's negative 5A minus 12A would be negative 17A is equal to negative 17 on the right. Negative 8 minus 9. And then we're going to divide both sides by negative 17. So A is going to equal 1. All right. Easy to check. Just plug a 1 in and see if you get a true statement there. So your homework is worksheet 2.1a. All right, I'm just going to take a quick look at these. Yeah, here's the sheet, 10 problems. So I will tell you that if you end up getting if while you're working the problem you get a false statement. So let's say that you work through the problem and you get a statement such as, I don't know, 8 is equal to 5. All right, that you're working through, then you would have the answer is no solution. So you can have a situation where there is no solution with these linear equations. So there you go. Hopefully you won't find this too difficult. You'll move through this worksheet pretty fast because it's things that you've done before. And I will talk to you on the next one.